Hello and welcome to my new hobby. Buying shit off of Marketplace. This week, a hot new bombshell enters the villa. Don't call me up, I'm going out tonight, feeling good. I got the set of Liquitex Professional Acrylic Gouache off of Marketplace for like $40 40 doubloons. It's unopened, and considering that I can't find anything cheaper than like $60 on Canada websites anywhere, it would have been like 60 plus tax, so close to 70. This is a really good deal. Rip it up, rip it up. Wait. Ta-da! So it comes with 12 colors, all 22 milliliters each. Primary yellow, scarlet, primary red, dioxide, nope, dioxazine purple, dioxine purple, ultramarine blue, red shade, okay, primary blue, emerald green, viridian hue, yellow oxide. This is really freaking pretty. Good old burnt sienna, titanium white. I'm kind of worried about there being only one white, and Mars black. They come with these cool ass applicators, which is really fun. It's gonna make pouring a lot easier because from what I know, these are very liquidy. It's swatching time. So I'm bringing out my good old mixed media paper because I don't want to have all my scribbles on a good sketchbook. Saved this from some old food packaging. This is why I'm a hoarder. God damn! Disgusting! Oh my gosh. Please don't dry out on me. This is truly just so boring. I'm losing my mind. I'm losing my mind. I'm making a mess. I'm making a mess and I'm losing my please. I'm begging you. What do you want? I will give you my money. I've already given you my money, actually. Please. I swear. Alright, so the swatches turned out really nice actually. Look at the burnt sienna, it's so smooth. This brand does say that it won't give you brush strokes, but obviously if you dilute it with water enough, it really does. But that was really on me, I wasn't even trying to be all, you know. I did all the other colors too that I didn't show on camera because they were driving me crazy. Things got a little bit messy, but that's alright. I'm just not used to working with acrylics like this. But I can't get over the burnt sienna like this. Oh, so flat, so nice. Oh! There's still a lot left over on the lid, so I put them all in here. God forbid a drop goes to waste. I'm gonna play around with these for the next couple of weeks, and I'll show you guys everything that I made with them. Pinterest has been opened. The window has been opened. It's time to play. Let's go. Let's go. Alright, so I started off with a little tree landscape. I mostly wanted to use the colors as they were, just to see how bright it would come up, and the answer is very bright, very in your face, especially since I used greens and yellows. I found that some dark to light layering was definitely possible, but I feel like it was still quite murky, and some of the colors from underneath were definitely peeking through, and I wasn't watering down the colors at all at that point, so going thicker wasn't quite really an option unless you were to wait for them to dry and then layer more on top. Going forward, I think I'd probably do more negative space or leave white spaces for colors that I really want to stay super bright. Some colors definitely dry differently, I found, and then when you mix the white in them, it definitely messes with the sort of color difference. You really have to keep that in mind, and I mean, that's just something that's going to come with experience. I've also found that you need a fairly thick layer of white for highlights. So again, you leaving that kind of white space on the page like you would with watercolor is probably more effective. And not that it's impossible, but you just really have to, leave a thick layer on or have to keep adding layers. And I don't have the patience to let something dry and then go on top. Now, I did find that they did actually dry fairly quickly, especially if you water them down. And something really cool I found was that they work okay as watercolors, despite the fact that they're acrylic paints. You can use them watered down, you can even kind of blend them a bit. Not as good as watercolor for sure, but still there. And the blooms from them were super, super pretty. I feel like I would definitely use these watered down to create a first layer, and I want to play around more with the blooms in the future. The second painting I did was this sort of cabin in the mountains. I really, really liked this one, but the dry colors dried very dark, so I realized I was going through the white very quickly, and that's going to be a theme that's just going to continue going forward with how I use these. I just really like pastel-y tones, and so obviously this palette being so bright, you know, is both a blessing and a curse. I also tested out some thick to thin layers. I haven't done anything with it yet, but it dries quite quickly, so you can do a lot of cool dry brush effects. So I'm excited to try that out in the future. Also, I tested pencil layering to see how they would do with mixed media. And in this little painting, I thought it worked pretty well. I was doing grass. Unfortunately, the paper I used wasn't very smooth. So I think it definitely needs smooth paper, and also you need pencils that aren't completely shitty. I used my Prismacolor Scholars in this one, but trying to use any other one, the lighter colors wouldn't really come up on top of the darker colors. So then Rumi asked me to make her 3 paintings, and I decided that I was going to use these paints. Number 1, I went for a more freestyle, sort of multiple colors on brush, kind of loose, not quite abstract, but definitely in that direction, landscape. And again, the amount of white that I had to use was insane. Lots of anxiety for me while I'm painting, just constantly checking the white. I still have quite a bit left, but it's, you know, it's just about the fact that I haven't done very many paintings and I feel like I'm already sort of running low. I thought the colors in this worked really well. They have a very beautiful tone to them when you mix them with white. So they're quite pastel-y, but they're still vibrant. I did let the paper do the work for the cloud because I didn't really trust that I could cover the really vibrant blue with the white. And I'm really glad I did do that. So there's a thin layer of white in there, but it's mostly just the paper shining through for the highlights on the clouds. But yeah, I'm super proud of this one. I love the natural strokes in there and you can really see them. Now, number 2 was a mess. I got really stingy with the white and the colors dried too dark and I got super discouraged, and I kind of haven't used these paints since then. Everyone else seems to like the painting. I really, really don't. I think there's not enough differentiation between the different types of grass and the background's too dark, and yeah, I need to just get over this whole like white paint like preservation thing. So because of that, for this video I actually tested out mixing these paints together with the like just a regular white, like acrylic white, and it definitely removes some of that really nice matte finish that these Liquitex paints have, but it's not necessarily a terrible solution for if you're kind of stingy, you know? So I think in the future, for playing around and stuff, I might do that, or I might just bring those in for highlights, like the regular paint, the like regular acrylic paint. But overall, you know, I'm aware every paint set comes with its own challenges, and that's why doing reviews is kind of actually really hard, just because every single person has their own preferences for how they each use paint. But I thought these would be fun to play around with and try. The thing that I really wanted with them was something that was light fast, which I think these paints very much are. So I felt really comfortable making my roommate something that would go up on the wall, and I knew that they wouldn't really fade. When I get enough confidence for that third painting, I will absolutely film it and update you guys. But thank you so much for watching. This was my exploration into Liquitex paints, and I will continue to use them so you can see them in some of my vlogs in the future. Thank you for watching. Bye. This is voiceover Christina.